What's up, y'all? I'm Tom, and this is Like a Math Class. In this video, we're going to talk about the distributive property, and we're going to kind of break it out into a slightly longer form than what you might be used to, but we're going to use the mathematical process for this because what this is going to do is it's going to help us build into how we might use this with quadratics and working with quadratics. So let's get to it. The distributive property is really saying what happens when I need to multiply two sets of parentheses together. And it could be parentheses that look like this, or it could be parentheses that look like this. Now, what people typically do is they'll say, I'm going to take this and I'm going to multiply this x by this x and this x by this 6, this 2 by this x and this 2 by this 6. And they basically just multiply them together. A lot of people call that FOIL. I don't particularly like the term FOIL because that's kind of a trick that you can use for very specific circumstances. It doesn't work for polynomials. The arrows will still work, but the word FOIL doesn't. So that's why I kind of avoid that altogether. You won't see me really using that other than what we just did right now. So you'll either see me using arrows or you'll see me using the distributive property. Now I'm going to focus again on the distributive property because we're going to see where this ties into our quadratics. So let's say we're not going to use these arrows, right? What does the distributive property actually say? The distributive property says I'm going to take this set of parentheses and I'm going to multiply it across this set of parentheses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the purple x plus 2, and I'm actually going to rewrite that as x plus 2 in purple, and I'm going to rewrite this as x plus 6 in blue. So we can actually see where these things go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this x, the purple x, and I'm going to multiply it across everything in the blue. So I'm going to have x times x plus 6. And then I'm going to take this positive 2, and I'm going to also multiply that across x plus 6. This is the distributive property. We're taking one thing and we're making sure everything in one parentheses multiplies into everything in the other set of parentheses. So now we have x times x, which is x squared. We have x times 6 is 6x. And again, this might be where you're actually mentally thinking about using these arrows as you're multiplying across here. Over here, we've got positive 2 times x, which is plus 2x. And finally, we've got 2 plus 6, which is a positive 12. Add together our like terms, and we're left with x squared plus 8x plus 12. Pretty straightforward. Is there anything different with this? No, there's not anything different. We're just going to go through one more example so you can see that it's no different if you've got a 2 in front of that x, and we're still going to use the same exact process. So let's call this one red. Let's do 2x plus 5 in red, and let's call this one green, x plus 10. So I'm just going to take that 2x, and I'm going to multiply that by everything in my second parentheses, my x plus 10. And then I'm going to take that positive 5, and I'm going to multiply it by everything in that second parentheses, x plus 10. Kind of using my mental arrows, I've got 2x times x, which is 2x squared, 2x times 10, which is 20x. I've got 5 times x, which is 5x. And then I've got 5 times 10, which is 50. All positives across here. Add these two things together, 2x squared plus 25x plus 50. So really that's it. We're just making sure that we're taking one set of parentheses and we're distributing it across the other set of parentheses. I hope that was helpful. If you did find it helpful, make sure you give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.